What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel. My name is Just Jen. That's me. Hey, I hope everyone's doing well. Usually you guys know me for my music reactions, but when I seen the title on this video, I'm like, oh my god, I have to react to it. Okay. A lot of you guys know that I am a combat veteran's daughter. He has since passed. But when I seen this title, it shook me to my core. Watch cops seize combat vets' life savings. Rare footage. So we're reacting to this one today, y'all. I can't freaking believe that title. I was just getting ready, put my makeup on, and I seen this. I was like, oh yes, we're gonna say something about this. The Nevada Highway Patrol. Oh, and then, by the way, this is not only a true story, okay, I'm just seeing that, the Institute for Justice. That is the channel's name. I'll link the original video in the description, y'all.
I just wanted to tell you, Officer Brown, I mean, you're taking money out of my kids' mouths. Sorry. Or you're taking food out of my kids' mouths.
Like
Sorry.
I said, we believe right now that this is drug proceeds, illicit currency.
Well, I'm going to prove to you that it's not.
Perfect.
Okay, so apparently this veteran was pulled over by the Nevada Highway Patrol. And there was an illegal, I guess they're taking his life savings. And for what reason? We're going to find out. Something tells me I'm going to be remarkably pissed. That poor guy.
That clip shows a retired U.S. Marine being robbed of his life savings on the side of a highway. He was not arrested for, charged with, or convicted of any crime. He wasn't even ticketed. This is a rare glimpse into an abuse of power that thousands of innocent Americans experience each year. Through a public records request, the Institute for Justice was able to acquire body and dash cam footage of an entire roadside seizure. From the initial traffic stop to the seized money being deposited at the bank. This is the most complete footage we have ever seen.
Ooh.
On February 19, 2021, our client Stephen Lara was pulled over outside of Reno by the Nevada Highway Patrol. He was driving to visit his daughters in a small California town just west of Reno.
The driver of this vehicle was following that red and blue semi-truck too closely, less than a second following distance. Also driving under the speed limit, which is really odd.
Oh, okay, y'all. So you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. I, for one, have followed semi-trucks too close because I was in a lane and they get over and they cut you off, or like they're just going really slow. So, or, you know, because their speed limit is like 55, I think, and ours is like 65, 70, depending on where you live. So if you're speeding, you're going to get a ticket. If you're going too slow, the cops are going to think that's odd. FML.
Stop them up here in Mustang or a little bit safer, quieter to talk to them. Make sure everything's okay.
Sure,
initially
are.
I thought I was getting pulled over because maybe I had expired tags. I had a rental car. Unfortunately, I had some car trouble, and that was necessary to get a rental car for a short duration for that weekend.
Typical.
I'm doing great. Hey, the reason I'm stopping you, we have a special enforcement campaign going on. We're trying to educate drivers about violations they may not realize they're committing, but we're seeing...
We're trying to educate people about violations they don't know they're committing? I'm sorry. Since when? I backed it up. Because I don't think I heard that right.
We have a special enforcement campaign going on. We're trying to educate drivers about violations they may not realize they're committing, but we're seeing a big increase in crashes out here. First, applaud you on your driving. You drive great. You're driving really slow. It appears that you're trying to drive safely under the speed limit. I appreciate that. I just want to talk about your following distance, especially around commercial vehicles.
The Highway Patrol officer seems friendly and reasonable at first, even complimenting Stephen's driving.
At first?
He orders Stephen to exit his vehicle and starts asking him a series of questions unrelated to why he was pulled over. Police often ask questions like this to see if a suspect's story lines up.
Truth.
You a fighter? My fighter? Yeah, you got a tap out shirt on.
All right, listen. Most of you guys that are subscribed to my channel and know me and know my checkered past of being a criminal, a reformed criminal. So, look, y'all. If you are doing something wrong, like you're carrying drugs, which I don't advise you to do, okay? Please don't. If you are with somebody, y'all better have your story straight. Because that's the first thing they're going to do is see if your stories line up. So I advise you just don't do that. So much easier.
Well, I've got a lot of training. I'm a retired Marine.
What do your daughters do,
Retired
man?
Marine.
Ever been in trouble with law enforcement before? When did you leave? When did you leave? What part of Texas are you thinking of buying a house in? What were you doing for work up there?
The officer then explains the real reason he pulled Stephen over.
Hey, while I'm working on this, let me ask you something, man. This is going to sound kind of weird. Part of my job out here is I do what's called highway interdiction. I look for people that are smuggling contraband through our state, across the country, weapons, humans, drugs, illicit currency, things like that. Anything in the vehicle I should be aware of? Okay. No firearms? No explosives? Okay.
Wow. Usually they do this. You got any drugs, weapons, guns, knife, bazookas, dead bodies, and, a C4, whatever. They throw those monkey wrenches in there so an innocent person would react like this. No. But sometimes they will be like, you got dead bodies in there and bazookas, and you're just, an innocent person's going to be like, what? So the leading question, he didn't use what typical, like, if they really do suspect you of smuggling drugs, they're going to throw that monkey wrench in there and see what your reaction will be. Plus, they're looking at your jugular to see if it's beating really fast. They're looking for you to be sweating and nervous, just the telltale signs that you're doing something wrong. He seems rather relaxed and straightforward. The title of this is really shocking me. That's why I had to click on it, you guys. And being that I was a criminal at one point, I'm going to give you some insights on what, if I were to be a criminal still, what I would do.
Are there any drugs in the vehicle? Cocaine?
I don't do drugs.
Yeah, I got to ask all these silly questions, right? Okay. Any large amounts of United States currency in the vehicle? Okay.
He's
What's that
honest.
large amount of U.S. currency to you? Okay. So there's
Which
over
is
10,000
true.
in there? Okay. How much money you got in there? Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Okay, that is absolutely your right as a citizen. Now, this is for Americans especially, because I don't know any laws outside of our country, but we have that right to hold on to our money and not trust banks, because how a bank works is you're putting money into your bank account, and the bank is actually taking your money and lending it out. That's how that works. And with the interest gained on those loans that they advance people, that's how they're putting your money back. It's like a big lending pot. And he has every right to, if he's a hard worker, to keep that money outside of banks. You never know what's going to happen. It could collapse one day and where all your life savings is gone. But I'm going to tell you what, the government does not like, the U.S. government does not like it when you don't use a bank account, because then they don't know what the fuck you're doing with your money. And they don't like that. They like to keep tabs on everybody. They're very intrusive, to say the least.
Would you give me permission to search your vehicle today? That's okay with you?
A guilty person would have
Okay,
said
perfect.
no.
Although it's Stephen's right to refuse, he gives the officer permission to
Amendment.
search his car.
I didn't want to come across as being non-cooperative or combative, so I did what I felt was right, and I was very honest, very forthcoming. I was also very respectful, and I just wanted to make their job as easy as possible so that I could be on my way
A respectful
to
guy.
spend time with my children.
Hey Shane, how are you? Good. Hey, can you head out to a traffic stop? Or are you busy on that other stuff on Wednesday?
The DEA? He called him the DEA. There's no drugs. There's no weapons. He told him the truth. There's no sorts of drugs. When he was listening, do you have any drugs in there? He says, no. Do you have any cocaine in there? He goes, I don't do drugs. What don't you get? No drugs. None. Now he's calling the Drug Enforcement Agency? Something messed up gonna happen.
So far I'm still searching a car, but a big bundle of money says probably at least 100,000.
That interaction shows what's at the heart of the officer's interest in Stephen.
Go take
He
that
knows that
money.
even though Stephen did nothing wrong, the DEA will adopt the seizure of his cash and return a portion of the money to the Highway Patrol for the favor of giving them the case. Here's how an adoption works.
Adoption?
When state or local police seize cash, cars, or other property, federal law enforcement takes over the forfeiture. The federal agency does all the work and kicks back up to 80% of the proceeds to the state agency that seized the property. In Stephen's case, that would mean the DEA would take control of the cash and seek to forfeit it through federal law, ignoring the important limitations that Nevada law places on seizures and forfeitures.
Wait a minute. So you're telling me that you could be just an innocent, hardworking person, but you don't trust banks and you want to carry your cash on you, that you can get pulled over by the police and they could just take your money? That's messed up. Now, I can understand if you are if you're running drugs and if you have a big search, there's a search warrant done and you're in a commission of a crime and they will, confiscate that as evidence. I didn't know that you could be just purely innocent. They could steal your money. That ain't adopting. That's fucking stealing. Way to go.
In 2019 alone, federal agencies made $334 million in equitable sharing payments to state and local law enforcement agencies. In this case, the Nevada Highway Patrol stands to gain nearly $70,000 by taking Stephen's money.
Wow, kickback, eh?
I think you're a good guy.
I'm a good guy.
So how much cash is that?
Hold on a minute. Did you hear that, cop? Huh. 'Cause I heard it. I am a good guy. Huh. Like, I'm gonna be the judge of that. This guy was guilty the second that he was pulled over. Listen to this scoff again, because I analyze everything.
I think you're a good guy.
I'm a good guy.
So how much cash
I'm gonna
is that?
steal your money.
So
you may be a good guy, and I pretend to be a good guy, but I'm gonna steal your money legally.
You know, right? I'm a vet. He's a vet. You're a vet. It's not illegal to carry currency, have currency.
Sure, it's not.
It does, though, make us ask some questions on why someone has 100,000. I can understand why you don't trust banks, especially in this day and age right now.
Stephen keeps his savings in cash. Maybe that's uncommon, but as the officer acknowledges,
It's not illegal.
I have nothing to hide from you.
I appreciate that. Give me a few seconds. Can I make a couple phone calls, right?
The officer first calls his superior. He interrupts that call to speak again with the DEA agent.
Are you on your way out here? Okay. I'm waiting to hear back from Shane to see if he comes out here. This is it's a strange one, but not a strange one. Consented to a search, said there was money up there. We located what he says is $100,000. It's in a Ziploc sandwich baggie. There's also, I haven't gone into it a bunch. I'm waiting to hear back from Shane, but there's a bunch of bank receipts and stuff in there as well.
Proof!
To show the currency. This might be Shane. Hold on one second. This is Shane. Let me call you back.
Yes, okay, so if you're going to do this, you guys do exactly what this man did. You want receipts. You want to be able to prove that. Because if you're anything like me, I sometimes throw away receipts. Bank receipts. Oh my God. I literally cannot believe what I'm fucking seeing here. He's done everything right.
Around 20 minutes later, the officer's superior, a highway patrol sergeant, is recorded on his body cam chatting with the same DEA agent who apologizes for not being able to make it.
No issues. It's too easy to do an adoption. We contacted you, so I think everything's going to be okay. And I'll text you the money count after we get it. It'll probably be a couple hours.
It's too easy to do an adoption. It's too easy for the government to take your hard-earned money. That's scary.
Remember, there's still no probable cause to seize Stephen's money. All the officers have is a large amount of cash, and cash is not a crime. But the sergeant isn't giving up.
So why the distrust for the banking system?
I just don't trust them.
Yeah.
That's just my reasoning. It's my personal thing.
Oh, I'm not
And,
trying to convince you
I
one
like-
or the other. It's just it's not usual.
After questioning Stephen, the sergeant speaks privately with the officer who pulled him over.
Ooh, good
What are
thing.
your thoughts, Chris?
I'm really glad they got this body cam footage because we can see what they're doing, and some more often than not, they do shut those things off, and then we don't get to see what the true story is. I'm almost guessing that something's about to happen where they're gonna steal this money.
I kind of leaning more towards it's odd, but
It's odd, but it's not packaged
it's
like
not.
normal.
No, and he's answering the questions. There's receipts here, and
I would
he
like
puts-
to
Give him
put
his-
I would like to put the dog on the currency, man.
Okay.
The dog, the drug-sniffing dogs. Look, are they good at their job? Yes. Are they trained remarkably? Absolutely. But I'm going to tell you this, y'all. Almost every dollar bill in the United States or in the world has trace amounts of drugs on them. So you or I, if we can, like, we're not using drugs, okay? But we're driving and we have cash on us. The dog is going to smell those drugs even though we don't have any drugs. The dog is going to show interest in that money. It's going to display an alert. That's how they're going to steal his money.
Two officers agree that Stephen has been forthcoming and has years' worth of bank receipts showing that he has withdrawn his savings from his bank accounts. But the sergeant orders the junior officer to put the dog on the currency. The sergeant puts
money.
Stephen's money in an open Ziploc bag and throws the open package to the ground on the side of the road, less than 40 yards from Stephen's car.
See ya, money. See ya, bye. Here, go right in front of the camera so the dog can. There. Nice doggy, good doggy. And I'm certain that this California highway or the Nevada highway patrolman is about to get a nice kickback. Nice bonus.
Positive alert.
Steal that money!
We'll go forward with it.
Okay.
This positive alert appears to have given the sergeant what he thinks he needs to take Stephen's life savings.
But it doesn't.
Remember, both officers have planned all along to hand the money to the DEA. They are looking for a legal justification. But numerous studies have shown anywhere between 67 and 100% of U.S. currency has trace amounts of drugs. For that
Told you.
reason, a dog alert to currency on its own does not show the currency was used in an illegal drug transaction.
Right. So you mean to tell me, like, if you've seen me 7 years ago, yes, by all means, there's probably drugs in here. But today, if we're having any kinds of cash, it's gonna have some kind of drug residue on it. She said like in the range of 70 to 100%. I said everything. So if you, now I'm not even gonna use me as an example because yes, I have a criminal record, or past, right? But a little old lady who keeps money in her little pocketbook can be pulled over by the police. The dog smells it and says, "Oh, we're gonna take your money, you sweet little old lady," because that dog just did it. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. That is not enough for that dog. Yes, it didn't alert. There might be drug residue on that money, as long as, you know, yes, with everything in the world. Every bill. But how the hell does that alert prove that that money was used in the commission of any crime whatsoever? So just by holding money, what are they going to do next? Say, you're in possession of drugs. I bet you that's what's next.
What we're going to do, I believe there's drug proceeds, the dog alerted to it.
Drug proceeds?
Yeah, it's very common, sir. We get people that are trafficking large quantities of marijuana from Northern California to all states east, even from Reno.
Sir, I can tell you right now, there's...
I'm going to tell you exactly what's going to happen, okay?
We're stealing your money.
Today.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean we're the final judgment on it. It's going to go through the DEA, okay? So the DEA will contact you, and the DEA will provide you with a means to fight it. You're going to have to provide your pay stubs. You're going to have to provide your other stuff like that.
He did! And this man put his life on the line for this country, and they're stealing his money. That is what the title did to me today. I'm like, what? He was good enough to put his life out on the line, and he worked so hard, and he saved his money. He don't want to put it back. That's his right. I am so pissed off, you guys. It's not even funny. That is crooked.
Okay.
Stephen now has nothing. He had to convince his brother to wire him $1,000 to continue his trip to see his daughters.
Oh my God.
I know you're just doing your job. That money I worked really hard for. Money that I have in my jacket is only a few dollars. That I need to pay for my kids, my bills, my hotel. We're going to get that car back to Texas. So,
They don't care.
stuck here unless somebody sends me some money. No way I'm providing for my children this month. Get back to Texas.
Wow. They have no sympathy whatsoever because they're about to have a big payday and steal this man's money. They legally just stole his money. I am so pissed off because I love my veterans. I respect them. I have the utmost respect for any veteran out there. I don't care if you're from America, whatever. I am very vocal about the mistreatment, but this takes it to a whole new level. We have a homeless veteran problem in the United States, bad. And those two words shouldn't even be aligned together. But this man, the freaking cops just stole his money like that because the dog. No, so I hope because of the channel that I got this from, I'm praying like hell he got his money back because that's fucked up. He had receipts. You guys, make sure you do this if this happens to you. They've been out there for a while.
After nearly an hour and a half on the side of a highway, Stephen was given a receipt for U.S. currency with a number to call the DEA agent.
I would have called him right then and there.
That's what you get, yes, sir.
Give me my money back.
You're going to get noticed in the mail as well at that address, okay?
I find it even more so concerning that if this could happen to me as a combat veteran who served overseas in Iraq and Afghanistan, this could happen to anybody.
Yeah, and it has.
After 6 months without his nearly $87,000, Stephen sued the DEA in federal court to get it back. Only then, after the Institute for Justice filed a lawsuit on his behalf and the Washington Post called the agency for a comment, did they agree to return Stephen's cash.
Wow.
Stephen may have gotten back his money, but his case goes on. Stephen and the Institute for Justice are also suing the Nevada Highway Patrol in state court to make sure that this doesn't happen to anyone else.
That is amazing, because what Steve and Lara here is doing, and with this, what they're doing here is making sure that the laws are changed so this doesn't happen again. Yes, if you are in commission of a crime and you have cash, large amounts of it, they have every right to take it. That's, you're making that money illegally. But for this man to not only fight for our country and put his life out on the line, this father, this man, to make all, it work so hard for that money, and for the government to just say, that's ours, we're gonna take a slice of that pie. That's disconcerting to me. I'm really glad that they're doing this, because it's bringing awareness. Please share this video, you guys. Please share this video.
Stephen's situation isn't unique, but he is one of the lucky ones. He will get his money back. Most victims of forfeiture don't have a public interest law firm like IJ to take their case. And if they cannot afford an attorney and cannot figure out how to navigate convoluted forfeiture processes on their own, the government walks away with their property without ever having to prove any crime. This highway robbery must end. It is time to abolish civil forfeiture.
Yes, it is. Civil forfeiture. Yeah. Oh! There's another one! There's another one. Cop sees $41,680 from an innocent man, and he wasn't even charged with a crime. This is a crime. And this is why I chose to do this video today, you guys, because a lot of people from all around the world think that America is just, we're so great. We have a great country. It's true. We do have a great country here, but our government sucks. They don't help veterans, and now apparently they like to steal from them too. Yay. Like I said, you guys, if this is ever your case, please save bank receipts. And apparently, if this happens to you, I guess the people to call is the Institute for Justice. I can't even, you guys. They do have a donation link on this video. This was just dropped in November. 5 million views on this already. I'm so grateful that he did get his money back. But just think about it. How many people out there did this happen to? And they didn't get it back. Because when you are one person to go up against the government, yeah, that's kind of scary. Very intimidating, but good for him. And I hope they sue the crap out of the Nevada State Highway Patrol. And I hope that man gets millions from them. And I hope that law is changed. Yeah. Poor guy. All right, you guys. I know I'm known for my music reactions, but this one grabbed my attention immediately from the title. And the veterans, they need a voice, y'all. And if I can help, God damn it, I will. All right, guys, take care. Remember, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you can, please share it. Because that's absolutely one of the most disturbing things I think I've ever reacted to. All right, guys.